Okay, I just wanted to do a video on Instastories, and I'm just going to pop up my story here really quickly and just show you what is really important right now, I feel, are Instagram stories. And the reason for that is the Instagram algorithm is really only promoting kind of big accounts and really sponsored posts mainly. And so one way to kind of beat that out is to do Instagram stories. And I find that I these days tend to watch a lot of Instagram stories, yet I never really go on anybody's feed, and so it's I'm sure a lot of other people do that as well. And it's just kind of like you just have that urgency because it's just the last 24 hours, right? And one of the things to do with Instagram stories is definitely use the location button. I've seen the stories that I do put in, like obviously I'm in Valencia. Whenever I put in like Valencia or anything like that, I tend to get way more views on it. Sometimes as much as twice as many views on it when I put the location down. Also make sure you put in hashtags as well. So put in hashtags, and that's either of your location or anything you're wearing, any branded stuff. There's so many different things that you can do with the hashtags. But essentially, you can even do the tourism board of the city you're in. You can do the restaurant you're in or shop you're in. You can do any of the products that you're wearing, any kind of brand accounts. You can always go into, like, for example, sometimes a certain brand might have their own little hashtag. They might not, so if you go onto their bio, they'll actually put their hashtag that they normally use. And so you do something like that. So that's what I highly recommend to do with stories. I would do stories quite often. I would alternate them. I would sometimes have very like businessy stories where you're actually recruiting. And what you can even do then is if you're doing a series of things. So let's say, for example, that you've done a series of stories. Then what you can do is at the very end of it, if you have a link, you then discard. Let me discard this photo right here, and I'm going to go to my feed, and I can just take a picture of this right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this. 1 second here. Save this to my photos, and then I will go in and do a new story, and I'm actually gonna at the end of that I would then pop this up, and I would say something like, I would maybe circle this right here, my link right there, and so at the end of that series of stories I would just put something like click here for info or something, right? And right? And so that's some of the things I highly recommend to do with stories. As soon as you get 10,000 viewers, you will get the swipe up function, which then enables you to drive people to different websites or whatever else you want to do with it. So that's massive as well. But stories is the big thing right now. I would use it as much as possible, and also be doing Instagram lives because they pop up on the stories as well, and they are great for getting a lot more visibility and people popping on. So definitely use hashtags, locations, and lots of stories on those ones as well. All right, hope that helps. Thanks.